Hey guys, what up? It is Moonlight Lotus here, back with another episode of Gaming Talks. Man, how far this series has come, and today we have another guest with us named Fumbles. Alright, recently I joined a small YouTube network for small channels to get together and grow. And that's how I ran across Fumbles, and he's going to join me today for Gaming Talks. Now today's video is about just my style. We all have a style of gaming. I know I do for a fact, man. I love open world RPGs. Alright, I tried shooters, sports, racing games, fighting games, and they're all fun. But there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that beats a good open world RPG. My favorite is Skyrim. in case you guys don't know that already. So that's what we're talking about today. And I think you guys should have a good idea what the daily question is. But if you don't know, watch to the end of the video and you will find out. Not Lotus here. Enjoy, Fumbles.
Thanks, Moonlight, and afternoon, everyone. Like you said, this is Fumbles here, or Cynric, I guess. But Moonlight has asked me to talk about one of my favorite game genres and the one that really got me into kind of gaming. So after taking a decent time to think about this and what I would identify as the type of gamer that I am, I would have to go with MMORPGs, or the genre that I identify with the most and say that it's my favorite type of genre of game. So it really boils down to me for three basic things of why MMOs are my favorite. The first being the open world that you get to live in and experience and explore for the first time. The social communities and the friendships and the guilds that you, in the aspect of that you get to build and pursue and see how they flourish in your life. And then lastly, the story and how it just grips at your heartstrings sometimes, how it brings you into this world, makes you feel like you're the hero of that world. For me, a perfect example is World of Warcraft. I know it's one of the biggest MMOs out there right now, but it's the one that truly made me realize I am an MMO gamer. Like I said before, the first one I want to talk about, I'm going to hit all these 3 points, and the first one I want to talk about is the exploration aspect, the open world. With that, it's just you live in this where you get to develop, you create a character and you see how this world is. When you first play, it's huge, it's massive, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what creatures are out there. You don't know what towns, what people, what races or cultures or anything like that in these type of games. So you can go anywhere from finding this most magnificent view off of a mountain, a vista, overlooking the ocean with the sun coming up, or the moon reflecting over the ocean, or you can find yourself in a deep, dark cave, mysterious cave underneath a waterfall, where it's dark and you can see your character, but you feel the cold of the cave and the moisture and the mold type moss smell. And it's just those type of things that make you just kind of lose yourself in the world with MMOs. So off of that, I do want to kind of touch on the social aspect of it, the next thing that truly made me realize that I enjoyed MMOs. The social aspect and the camaraderie and the friendships that you make on MMOs are some of the best friendships that you'll ever make. You'll make. You've seen it multiple times. People have met on WoW. They've married people they've met on WoW, and it's amazing to see. I know for myself that I've made better friendships through the MMOs that I've played over the years than I have in real life. I still talk to some of my friends that I've known since starting World of Warcraft more frequently, and they're more in tune with what I'm doing in my life than some people that I've known since 5th, 6th grade that I've kept in touch with. It's just, there's something about having a deep connection of the game you play and like just the ability to it's really hard to explain, but A story that comes to mind is I met one of my good friends, Austin, actually when I was staying up way too late back in high school and grinding, and I actually stayed up all night. We were power leveling, and we power leveled all night. We became friends. We added each other on to the friends list and kept talking. And eventually we met up and all that such. This guy is now pursuing his lifelong dream of being in the Air Force. And it's a great to see and like grow with them and see how they're doing in their life and keeping up with them. And then lastly, the story. And I can't stress this enough. The story in any game, especially MMOs, is important. We all know that we've played a game before and been like, it was good, but if it had a better storyline, it would have been so much better. It would have helped with the immersion. MMOs are like a giant book. You have to have the story behind it to fully enamor the player and to fully immerse them into the world that they're essentially living in. Some people lose the fine line between reality and fantasy because, I mean, MMOs are a great escape. Video games are a great escape from reality, but I feel like MMOs, because of the exploration, the social aspect, the story, you just forget about things. I know when I first started World of Warcraft and even MMOs, just learning the story, I thought I was only playing for 30 minutes, and I look at the time and it's 2 hours later and I don't even know what happened, because the story it can tug at your heartstrings. It can make you angry, it can make you laugh, it can make you sad when that character that you've seen since the beginning of the game gets killed off in later expansions, or you find out a story that just so enamors you and takes you by surprise that you actually go out and you buy a book about it. It's just something about the story that just draws you in, and why I enjoy MMOs the most and why it's like one of my favorite genres. I mean, there's other single-player games and campaign games that are great. Like Mass Effect is great. The Kingdom Hearts is even another one that it had a great story and made you like get emotionally attached to the characters. Sorry, can't speak. But it's stuff like that I really think, those three major things that I really think are why MMOs are great, and probably one of my favorite genres of video games. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy other things like action RPGs, horror games, shooters, racing, some sports games and puzzle games. But MMOs are the ones that I always fall back to, and why when people ask me what type of gamer that I am, that I quickly answer with I play MMOs. But I hope you guys let me know what you guys think. I'm eager to hear about it. I'll turn it back over to Moonlight and see what he has to say else. See you guys sometime later. Have a good one.
That was Fumbles, everybody, talking about why he likes MMOs. And you know what? For a couple years, I was deep into MMOs. I mean deep. MapleStory, Grand Fantasia, Mabinogi, a couple other ones. I forgot the stupid name of them, but the point is I was deep into them. Like, I could tell you some of my MMO tales, boy, but that's not my favorite style right now. What I love are open world, single player games with high levels of customization, alright? I want the sliders. I want all the sliders. I want to adjust the shape of my nose, the shape of my teeth, what my eyes look like, my hair, all that. Because I like custom things. Customization it really does it for me in an open world game. But I'm going to keep this organized and break it down into 3. So what you know, I like open world games that are single player. Just me, my story, my tale, nobody else. Well, the first thing I like is customization. Now, with customization, it allows me to make my character, allows me to make me. Alright, maybe I want to be an elf mage. I usually use magical characters. So I'm going to be an elf mage, or maybe I want to be an archer. Or maybe I want to be like a sharpshooter in like Fallout or something. But customization is a big thing for me because it lets me be me. It lets me show me. I like open world games as a whole, but the games that don't have like character creation, like The Witcher 3, just meh. Like, I wish Grand Theft Auto had its own character creation for its single player story mode versus just for its multiplayer mode, because it would make me love it more, want to play it more. It's why I like Saints Row. Like, it's a critical reason why I like Saints Row over GTA. GTA is a good game, don't get me wrong, but Saints Row, boy, a wacky fun time. Another thing I like is immersion. Immersion's important, alright? It's all the small details. It's the big details that you're gonna notice at first. Like when Fallout 4 first dropped, I was like, oh my god, it's Fallout! And I noticed all the little new things you could do. Like, they really fleshed out Power Armor. Power Armor is its own new system now, and I'm happy they did that. They don't ever go back on that. Power Armor went from being a piece of clothing to a whole entire like mech you could get into. That's an upgrade. That's a big improvement. But as the time went on playing that game, I noticed that the minor things just stuck out. Because there's big immersive things and there's minor things that you just notice. That's why immersion is so important to me. Like with Skyrim has the best necromancy system I have ever played in any game. And I say this because it's like when it's so detailed and you can mod it and it adds more lore to it and backstory, and it's just great. Like, you're not just casting this random spell to raise a body to fight for you in the heat of the battle. You're casting a spell that has history to it. Like, you can read about people who made that spell and why they made it that way, and that adds immersion to it. My third point is going to be lore. Like, most games have lore, but I find that a lot of single player games have heavy lore. Like, Dragon Age Inquisition, no, Dragon Age in general has books to it. Like, you can play the game when you're at home and where on you go, you can read a book about it. You can read a book about the factions and the people and the world. And it's not just like some simple story. It's a whole entire universe with cultures and religions and weaponry. It's great. And what? Lord, one of the points where I want to mention about why I love open world games, especially the single player ones. Well, I did the lore, character customization. I have no other points I want to mention, but I will mention some games that have really stuck out to me. The Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines. Or is it Masquerade Vampire Bloodlines? Either way, you guys know what I'm talking about, alright? The game's a fucking cult classic. Like, I can't wait for them to hopefully they make another one, because the game is great. And I love being a vampire in games. And the different types of vampires with, once again, their own lore and backstory. Plus books, man. There's books about this stuff. I could read about it if I want to. It's great. And Malkavians, by the way, I'm talking about. They're a little crazy. But always ahead of the game. Always ahead of the game. Another game that's most definitely an honorable mention that has to be mentioned is a game that, if they were to remake it again, or make a part 2, it'd be better than Skyrim, better than Shadow of the Colossus. It would even come up against Dark Souls with a fighting chance. Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma is a game that so many people slept on. It had so many factors, and one of the key things I like about that game is it didn't have multiplayer, but it had a pawn system. I can make a follower, my own custom follower who's going to follow me around, and then another person can use that person, like over the online system. Like, they can hire my follower, they can give me gifts and stuff, and my follower come back with knowledge about quests that maybe I haven't done yet. Stuff like that is always so cool to me, and it was such a unique feature that you don't see in many other games. And also, that game had serious customization. I liked it. I really did. But yeah, this is My style of gaming is single player open world RPG. Cause who doesn't like role playing and adventure, you know? We have everyday average jobs. You get home, pop in the game, boom, I'm a warlord. What up? The Moonlight Lotus here. Hope you're ready to hear this daily question. What up, what up? And we're at the end of the video. It's time for your daily question, alright? What's your favorite type of game and why? What kind of game do you like to buy, alright? At the beginning of the year, when all these games about to drop, what games are you looking for? Looking for your shooters? Looking for the latest MMO to play? Looking for any game? Looking for an open world adventure like me? Let me know in the comments. You can also answer me on Twitter. Hit me with a tweet at Moonlight Lotus 1. And don't forget the guest on the show today, Fumbles. He came through with the audio. He came through and he told us why he likes MMOs. So go over to his channel and go watch some of his videos, you know? Give him a like, give him a couple comments, give him a sub if you love him. Moonlight Lotus here, over and out. Hope you enjoyed the show.
It's Moonlight Lotus, from up the video support it. Moonlight Lotus, is games of friends and you know it. Notice how this upvoted and make sure you comment and share with your friends and homies. We out. It's Moonlight Lotus, y'all.